stay away from Solana right now because the market direction is not clear, bro. The only one thing you should be in right now, not financial advice, is the big old Bitcoin, bro.
That's what you know. We gotta get some activity of Solana, bro. We gotta. We have to. We can't just rely on meme coin. Well, we just can't.
What I think needs to happen now, as of today, for Solana, is a new narrative. Prediction of markets is gambling. I don't see how you don't see any other type of way. And it basically is.
1,000,000%.
So if meme coins were extractionary and people got burnt and they left, what do you think is going to happen with prediction markets when that's all they're designed to do?
Immediately. Cardano in the top 10 is a problem. I can see that in the top 50 or top 70. Blur is also a problem, is extremely bearish. Quantum is quite bearish. But yeah, Bitcoin is not.
The content presented in this podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It should not be considered as financial advice, and listeners are encouraged to conduct their own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
Crypto flip.
Today, we'll be discussing why Solana has dropped from 5 million active users down to only 680,000 and what that means for the trenches. We'll also be discussing why Coinbase has now launched a stock trading platform and what that means for the rest of crypto. And our very own Ricardo has created a crypto sentiment app. So what's that all about? We'll be diving into all that and a lot more this week on Crypto Flip. But before we get into any of that, you know what we have to do. We have to see what the degens in the space are doing because we have to. So let's get into some crypto confessions. I'm 18 and I just got liquidated for $135,000. My parents didn't know I had anything above 10K, and I just don't care at all about money anymore. In the past, when I was broke, I told myself money would fix all my problems. Becoming decently rich and losing it all showed me money doesn't mean it. I still wake up every morning with heartache, thinking about how I could have spent that money, but oh well. What do you man make of that?
This Dunny, I'm getting some mixed signals here because you got liquidated for, just call it 130, yeah? 130 bags you got liquidated for, which means you are lever traded. Basically, that means you are lever traded. And it seems to me, and then I feel like, maybe I'm just referring a little bit too much, but it seems to me like he comes from a rich family because you don't care if money makes you rich. You don't care if that money doesn't change you. When you had the money, it didn't really change you or fix your problem. Now you wake up with heartache every morning about how you could have spent that money. Like, which is it? Make up a mind. Do you care that you lost it or you don't? $135,000 is not life-changing money, fam. Like, it's not just because you have that does not mean you're decently rich. You're not even rich, fam. Like, and this one knows, yeah. At 18, but he lost it all. He lost it all. Like, you're not decently rich, fam. Like, if he's got that in the bank, if he's got that in the portfolio, it's another thing. He ain't even got that, fam. He lost it all. Got liquidated, fam.
You see, my outlook is a little bit different because at 18 to get liquidated for 135K, that basically sets the precedent for the rest of your life. Like, now he's gonna be looking at crypto like, oh yo, I got liquidated at 18. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna control his trading for the rest of his life, unless he does something to sort it out. But yeah, calling it decently rich, that's wild. And I think he will learn with age that actually 135K, I mean, bro, like in US dollars, that's not going to take you very far. But I mean, I guess it comes with age. At 18, if I had 135 bags, bro, and I got liquidated for that, my world would be over because that would have been the most amount of money I could conceive, bro. Like, what? 6 figures, 135 bags. That's crazy. I don't know. Yeah, he still wake up with, heartache, but like realistically, you were going to blow that money on rubbish anyway. So safe for giving it to the market.
When you're that young, you have no responsibilities, you probably have no kids, and you have 6 figures sitting in your account, you feel like a millionaire. In real terms, obviously, it's a couple years' work for most people. But at that age, that lack of responsibility, it's a lot of money. So I understand the heartbreak. Now, what you do from now is what's going to shape the rest of your life, as Rick was saying. Are you either going to wallow in your own tears, or are you going to say, look, I've done it once, I can do it again, whether it's in crypto or building a business or whatever else. You need to prove you didn't get lucky and actually bounce back, because it's not over for you. You have what a lot of people don't have, which is time and resources. So even if you don't have money, you have the time to go and, figure out the next moves. Maybe there's some airdrops come in that you can farm. There's so many different ways to actually get back in the game. So I wouldn't just give up and have this sort of blasé attitude that you seem to have. But, your destiny is in your own hands. So I guess we'll see what you end up doing. Let's go into the next one. I sold the company for $1 million in 2023, walked away with $400K, and blew it all in 9 months. Not even trading on dumb shit like a car, vacations, DoorDash, and Fortnite skin. I've never felt more empty when I had that much money. I was genuinely depressed. After running it to zero, I started working for crypto companies again. And while it was a valuable lesson, I can't help but regret not buying a house or setting up my life better. I'm now broke and living paycheck to paycheck. I don't think it's over for me, but it's been 2.5 years since then. And I've been full-time in Web3 for 7 years. Might be completely over if I don't lock in, and the constant fear of being homeless due to the company churn haunts me. What do you make of that?
I'm not even gonna lie, bruv. You know what's haunting me true about this message?
What's that?
Bro, so he's been a Web3 for 7 years, yeah. And he's crippled by the fear of company churn. Bro,
Yep.
Web3 companies churn like mad, bro. One day it's euphoric. It's like the Fair Greed indicator, bro. They should have a Fair Greed index for crypto companies, because one day it's euphoric, the next day there's no money to get you paid, bro. It's aggressive. And like, how has it been? Bro?
I believe that.
It's facts. So, bro, like I feel that last part of his confession. 400K in 9 months, bro. You must have been living like royalty. Man said vacations, car, DoorDash, and Fortnite skins. That's what got me. It's the Fortnite skin, bro.
That's what got me too.
Bro, Donnie had peas and he decided, I'm going to play Fortnite all day. Hey, let me cop that new skin. And bro, I'm sure Fortnite skins ain't cheap. Especially, and I'm sure there's like levels to like Fortnite skin. This guy must be a loser, because that is insane, bro. Like, insane. The vacations, yeah, you remember it. I hope you have some pictures. The car, maybe you can sell it and get some money for it. But it's the DoorDash for Fortnite skins, bro. Like, that money is gone, my guy.
Oh, man. 400 bags in 9 months. He couldn't even make it into a calendar year. 9 months is absolutely diabolical. I think I would have to try hard to spend 400 bags in 9 months. If it's money that I earned, if obviously somebody gave me money, yeah, I can spend it on dumb shit. But if it's money that I earned from a sale of a company and I was entitled to it, maybe I'll put a little bit aside to enjoy it, 50K, even 100K. And that's a quarter of it. So that's even probably too much. But the whole thing, there was no forward planning, nothing. Crazy. But what I will say is that you do have hope, but you're in a very precarious position. And as Rick was saying, I actually relate to that in a sense, because having been in Web3, it's a very boom and bust industry. It follows the market intricately. So if it's in a bull market, depending on your role, there's money floating around. Obviously, this market has been a bit different because of the meme coin stuff, but there can still be money floating around. If you're in a bear market, you're cooked, even if you're an engineer. So, like, you really
Engineer, CEO, whatever.
anybody. There's no money flowing around. Everybody's head gets on the top of block. So, I would say, if I was in your position, is build up your stack again, invest in crypto, but don't work in crypto because you're too exposed at that point. So that's what I would say.
Listen, yeah, I'm not gonna give him advice here. I need to address his foolish spending, fam. This guy, I just did a little Google while you know were talking. The most expensive Fortnite skin you can buy is $4,000. Yeah. He said in his confession, spent it on door dashing, which means he wasn't cooking. It was ordering out every night, eating out every night. Guys act like he inherited 400 mil, fam. And on top of that, to make it worse, this guy went on bought Fortnite skins, not skin, skins, with the S at the end. So how many Fortnite skins did he buy to go broke? Like, this is a joke thing, fam. Like, for you to throw away your hard-earned money, like they just say up close to $500,000, and you blew in less than a year. And not only did you, like, it's what I'm not saying don't rip the benefit of the work you put in, because sometimes it's good to have some fun. Of course you go on holiday, of course you can treat yourself to the car, but what you should have done is have a better management, but maybe put some money to the side for rainy day cash, and then invest some money, like split that into 4-way, put some way for like emergency cash, put some money on BTC or something, because you're in this space, you know what this market can do when he gets to really cook it. So for you to just blow all that money up and not have any kind of backup plan, and now your backup plan is working in like Web3, which we know is extremely volatile. Like if Bitcoin price crashes today, a lot of Web3 companies are shutting down. A lot of them are shutting down because what are you coding? Like, what are you coding? Like, what are you developing? There's no one to invest. Everyone's done left. There's no liquidity. So just a foolish behavior. And like, I don't see a way out for the Dunny fan, because he said he's been in a full-time Web3 role for 7 years. He hasn't made that step back. He hasn't even made enough to reinvest. He hasn't even made enough to start a new company. He hasn't made enough to even freaking buy a house. He hasn't made enough to set himself up properly. So it's like, maybe get away from Web3.
But welcome back to the Crypto Flip Podcast. I am your host, Harris King, and I am joined once again with my co-hosts, Ricardo and Deji. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and even hype. If you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening on any audio platform, don't forget to leave a review, because it helps us bring you more episodes. And if it's your first time listening, this is a podcast for crypto investors and traders. We go deep in the trenches, do analysis, look at macro, and also bring you the tokens that you should be eyeing up, potentially for investment, even though it's not investment advice. So with that being said, I want to get into the first story of the day. And when I saw this originally, I was like, wow, this is actually nuts. So we're going to do a bit of on-chain analysis, and we're going to look at one of our favorite chains, Solana. So if we look at the number of active traders on Sol, it's dropped from 4.8 million at its height to 680,000. And these are daily active users, I believe, since the start of 2025, marking a 7x decline in activity. So we know that the trenches have been cooked for a while, but looking at the real numbers, do you think that meme coins and Sol are dead? Or do you think that this is an opportunity to get in when everybody's not paying attention?
Meme coins are dead. Activity on Sol is a clear reflection of the fact that the meme coin hype has died down and the amount of active users has dropped off by roughly 75%. Clear indication, bro. The only reason Sol was doing well was because of meme coin.
85%, bro.
85%. Even better. And
even worse. Even better. It was, man.
Even better even better for my point. Generally, yeah, the only reason people were banging Solana was because Solana was bagging some crazy profits with meme coin. Interesting to see that the Solana shows are not out there saying this is a great time to buy rare tear. I haven't really seen anything. Maybe it's been there and I've missed it. But yeah, I have 123 for Solana, bro, is crazy. But let's not forget, 2.5 years ago, Solana was like $8 a pop. So, you know, things could be worse. But, you know, it's also 50% now from its all-time high, roughly. Yeah, so I don't know. For me, is it a good time to buy Solana, or is Solana dead? I don't know. I'd stay away from Solana right now because the market direction is not clear, bro. There's only the only one thing you should be in right now, not financial advice, is the big old Bitcoin, bro.
Wow, what a fall. What like I can't even begin to tell you what is the cause of this. Like, is it lack of retail interest? Is it the time of the year? Obviously, I think time of the year does, like, I mean, we're taking a snapshot in December, right? The snapshot won't be the most accurate because financial field, like, it's not the most active in this space at this time. I think one thing I would look for is if this picks up closer to Christmas, closer to New Year's, if you start seeing a bit of rise, I don't think, do we get back to this previous peak of 4.8 million? I don't think we do. But can we get closer to decent amount of active users again? Possibly. When I say decent, over a mil. But this is honestly, this is shocking news. To lose 86% of the active traders on chain, and it also kind of speaks to why I feel like people say there's some limitations to Solana. Like, obviously, the most preferred de facto by any institution is Ethereum. Like, people argue, well, Solana up there too. Yes, I think I will bank on Solana for a long term, like, portfolio. But in terms of like the like criminal crop, it's BTC and ETH. And don't tell me, XPS. Don't tell me put XPS there. Don't tell me pull Cardano in there, because you're a joke, man, if you said that. But apart from BTC, apart from ETH, Solana is obviously a distance, like, third. And I think this take will age properly. But we like, listen, I'm speaking publicly. I'm speaking for myself as well. And I speak to Rick's developer, and I speak to we gotta get some activity of Solana, bro. We gotta. We have to. We can't just rely on meme coins, bro. We just can't. Apart from meme, what else do you do in Solana? Like all Solana devs added is just strap up and just get to work, man, because this can't be the only thing we're doing in Solana. Like, it's too much of a good chain to be wasted to only be trading meme coins. Because I think the meme coin dying, the trenches dying, is what is attributing to this. And you shouldn't really be on Solana only because of meme coin activity. You should believe in Solana because you think long term it's gonna be here. It's the next Ethereum. If Ethereum now takes off, it's now $10,000 a pop. Like, what's the next thing that you can obviously invest in that's sub $10,000? You say so. So I think all this hackathon that's been happening, all these sponsorship, all these grants, where are all the projects? Like, what's going on? Can't just be memes this, memes that, fam. Like, memes is now outdated, fam. The players come and it's now dead. Like, I know Murad is still probably the hyping meme coin, saying meme coin is the new thing. They're gonna help people with psychological trauma, blah blah. Oh, that's BS, fam. He's trying to shut his own bag. But what's going on? Like, what's the next step for Solana, fam? Because if this keeps up, there might be no next cycle for Solana, fam. I'm not saying it's gonna die, but if all your activity is based around meme coin, you're not a mature chain. You don't even deserve an ETF, fam. Yeah, I'm curious to hear what you guys thought. What you guys are thinking.
You know what? Yeah, I think that Solana hasn't always been focused on meme coins. I remember when it was around $8, and I still believed in it because I saw a future for it, and I didn't obviously see the meme coin stuff coming, but I saw that there was potential there, and then it ended up fulfilling its potential in one way or another. Where I stand now with Solana is, if we go back to before meme coins, there was obviously DEX activity. You have the dupe airdrop. We had a bunch of other crazy stuff happening with airdrops and things like that as well. What I think needs to happen now, as of today, for Solana, is a new narrative. Obviously, you had Deepin there, but Deepin never really took off. There was
Deepin never took off. All the different projects on Solana are basically ground zero, fam. Like, remember that hunting one? Dead. The cab that was mapping out the satellite, whatever. And then what's it called? The other one that we used to mine, Helium, that migrated. That's also dead. Like, Deepin is not a narrative. It's just not. It's more like a side piece, honestly. Like, bro, next.
No, it's unfortunate because I saw a lot of potential deep in it. It was actually one of the more bullish narratives that I was thinking could take off, but obviously was in the shadow of meme coins and other things. But I think, yeah, it just needs a new narrative to keep things fresh. And if that new narrative comes within at some point in this cycle, I think there's still hope. I think if we don't see another narrative in the cycle for Solana, it could go the way of like an AVAX or any of those chains from last cycle, which just haven't really done anything this cycle. It could like slip out of the sort of top 5, or it's just maybe go into the top 20 and just be like a dino coin.
Harris, let me make a quick point before we move on this topic, and I have to make this point because what is the next narrative for any of these chains? And don't tell me prediction market. Do not tell me, because that is literally a facade, fam. That's just a lot of companies copying
the only thing.
No,
but that's not even a narrative. Like even when I was doing some research for this episode, Anthony Popliano, big Bitcoin, well, he's not Bitcoin actually, but he's a big crypto proponent. He said it there, and I was like, of course, I don't see how people don't see it this way. He said, prediction of markets is gambling. I don't see how you don't see any other type of way. And it basically is.
1,000,000%.
So if meme coins were extractionary and people got burnt and they left, what do you think is going to happen with prediction markets when that's all they're designed to do?
Are you telling me there's people out there that believe that prediction markets are not gambling? You're betting if something is going to happen or not based on some evidence, based on no evidence, based on speculation most of the time.
Gambling. There's no speculation. It's gambling.
It's even worse than gambling, bro. It's gambling when you have definitely no edge. Because I've seen some accounts in Polymarket run up some crazy numbers, and it's specifically on Google forecast, like something like Trump will be the most searched man on Google for 2025. This account ran up 1.2 mil. Do you know why? The Donny works at Google. Everybody else is the fool that's looking, thinking, I'm not sure, blah, blah, blah. Like, prediction markets are great if you have insider knowledge, but if you don't, it's beyond gambling. It's like, it's just throwing your money. It's the same as gambling. But yeah, it's worse than gambling because, bro, like the house in gambling is small. It's a casino. It's institution. It's the meme coin creator that's gonna rug you. In prediction markets, the insiders is worse than the house because there's more insiders. Like not everyone, a large people that work at Google would know the answer to that question. Like when it comes to like Congress bills, a large amount of people that work in the US government will have the answer to that question and can bet like that it will happen and it'll be a sure thing for them. Whereas you go to a casino, bro, and you betting it all on red, that's actually a random event. Bro, people are stupid, bro.
You know what it is, yeah? Do you know why? No, that's fine. The reason why that's a rise, and I think two things. The successful model by Polymarket has been one of the things that's empowered a lot of these people to say, like, you know what, we can do this too, especially on crypto. It would make it sexy, it would glamorize it, it would be a new narrative. I'm all for it, absolutely. But the second of all is, when there's nothing else to invest in, what do you want us to invest in, fam? Meme coins are obviously down in the gutter. I'm not going to be buying gutter and hoping some little Batman meme coins, bro. Like, it's just, so I got to look for the next narrative. If it's prediction market, if I can make money from prediction market, people will do it. The damage done by pumped up fund and the meme coin activity on this chain has been, I'm telling you, I've said this before, yeah. This has been one of my most successful run in crypto, but the profit pills the comparison to the previous years because all the explosive gain was made in meme coins and it just hasn't trickled out to other chains. Like I'm still here waiting patiently for altcoin season, fam. And every day people asking me, is it coming? Is it coming? So I look like a fool now because I'm like, yeah, it's coming, but I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. And when it's all said and done, and we don't get meme coin that we deserve, I'm going to blame it on pumped up fund. As a matter of fact, I would join the lawsuit against pumped up fund because what they've done to this space is it's sad. It's just sad.
It's sad, but it's Pandora's box. And unfortunately, we can't go back. Now that the world has been exposed to meme coins, now that people have been shown that, you can make 5x in about 30 minutes, what are people going to do? Are they going to be patiently waiting now for fundamentals or working things out and analyzing? And why would I do that when I can just throw some money and then look at my watch? Oh yeah, I've got a 5-10x. Or I can go into this meme coin generator and create a thing and rug it. Like the path to least resistance is what people are taking. People are lazy and they are greedy. When they have, and that's a dangerous combination. When they have both of those things, why am I going to go back to that? So I think we need something really transformative for retail to come back, because right now we just have a bunch of degenerates, and obviously they'll go into the the poly market stuff, and maybe they'll get an airdrop on Kelshi or whatever. But just like the JPEGs clowns, when they were here, they've gone. They've gone. They've gone. So the same will be this case for meme coins. I think meme coins will always exist in some way, shape, or form, like Doge coins and some of the big ones. But I'm just talking about the smaller ones with nothing inherent within it. Coinbase seems to share a similar outlook because they have recently launched stock trading on their platform, which is not what I saw on their bingo card for 2025. So yeah, let's talk about it. Why do you think this has happened? I mean, we talked a little bit about Coinbase and what they're predicting in the last episode, but why do you think they're now moving into stock trading? And is it something that you'll be looking into yourself?
Because they're desperate. Bro, they've seen a record year. They've gotten mad gains, and they want to keep the momentum high. And they know that crypto, because they've been in the game for a while, is about to enter a bear market, or if not a bear market, a ranging market. And people aren't euphoric in a ranging market. And that's going to cause their profit margins to go down. It's going to cause interest in the product to go down. So now they're looking out. They're like, "Oh, what can we? Stock trading? Yeah, okay, yeah, stock trading. We could do that. That is an easy lift based on the technology we have already. Let's do it." Prediction market. Hey, those guys are doing well, and we still want the gamblers. Yeah, let's do that. A DEX, where you can buy any Solana token that gets minted, like many other DEXs. Yeah, easy lift. Let's do that, bro. They're just grabbing what they think are easy projects and new bets for them to make. And will it be successful? I don't know. But the bear market coming in is gonna put them in some serious trouble. What I'm confused about is why now and why not 5 years ago, 6 years ago? Like why not when Bitcoin went from 20 to 11, 8, 3? Like why not? Why not then? Like I'd think they'd have enough funds as a company now to not go down the path of doing all of this obvious cash grab. I thought they'd just work on, refining the product and iterating and adding new products. But yeah.
But one thing about that though is that, yes, they're probably making record numbers, but they're also probably spending a lot as well, because you need more engineers, more product people, more marketers, yada, yada, yada. And if, the expenses have inflated and you can see that on-chain activity is going down, people aren't in crypto like they used to be, and a bear market might be on the horizon, they don't want to go through mass layoffs, so they have to try and expand. And also they're a public company. They're a private company is different, but they're a public company, so they have to meet growth expectations each quarter. So I think they're probably looking ahead, say, look, we might have a bear market coming within the next 6 months to 12 months. What are we going to do to make sure that we're not going to be financially impacted? And then I guess this is their response.
I don't know if you can see his narrative online, yeah? But people are adamant. And usually when people are not, when people are inflexible about a certain narrative, people are kind of headstrong about something, you should probably, it's usually a reason why. And I see a lot of old dino crypto traders online. They refuse to believe the 4-year cycle is still intact. I'm telling you, the actions by hedge funds, the actions by stock trading platform like Robinhood, access by Coinbase, one of the biggest platforms in the world for crypto, they are planning like the 4-year cycle is still intact. But you go online, these guys will tell you, what 4-year cycle? We got ETFs now. We got Solana ETF, Bitcoin ETF, XRP ETF. What's that meant to do? Well, like, how does that change anything that we've had a 4-year cycle ever since the beginning of the inception of Bitcoin? Why is it going to stop now? Because it's ETF, because it's bigger players. Why? So I wanted to use that point to set my point, because I know why Bitcoin is doing this. Because they know bear market is coming sooner rather than later, fam. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to be in a situation where, like, how do you maintain your profit when people are not really trading like that anymore? You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to maintain your revenue to make sure your stock price and your shareholders are happy if people are not buying Bitcoin, if Bitcoin is in a slumber because it's corrected 50%? You know what I mean? And you can't say, oh, no, Bitcoin never correct 50%. You'd be foolish to say that. You're foolish to say that. Personally, for me, what I take from this is 4-year cycles absolutely still intact. And if anyone's telling you, oh, man, like, don't listen to this people saying 4-year cycles still intact, next year you're going to have an explosive gain, show me the evidence. Show me the evidence that you have that will guarantee that we have. Show me that we have a 50% gain program in next year. Show me. Because you can't show me. Everything oversold. Cool. We're gonna get a relief, Santa rally, whatever. Fine. But you can't tell me we're going straight to the moon, fam. What evidence do you have that we're going to the moon? Like, we have change losing on-chain activity. We have people leaving the trenches. People saving money for Christmas. We have people, like, where is the funds coming from?
So someone else who has launched a new product is not only Coinbase, but our very own Ricardo, because he has launched an app within the cryptosphere. So I'll let him take it away and explain exactly what he's launched.
Yeah, I made a little crypto sentiment app, because I cannot be bothered every time to be going on like fair and greed index across different places. So I just made a little extreme. Well, this is extreme fair. But yeah, I just made a little app that just shows crypto sentiment for the top 100 coins.
Nice.
And organized by market cap. And if it's green, it means things are looking okay. Okay in the sense that like sentiment is decent on that specific coin. There's a little formula for how to work out the sentiment on a specific coin, but yeah, I mean I could have shared my screen properly, but hey, that's what I'm doing. And
I know you said you couldn't be bothered to look around and stuff like that. Are you telling me there wasn't anything else that like could...
No, the closest thing was bubble maps, but that's basically just showing price increase or decrease. And I'm more curious of sentiment, because right now with this I can snapshot and see that actually a token that's doing really badly right now, based on volume over the last 7 days, based on price going down over the last 7 days. And just based on general, that's normally the sentiment calculation, is Cardano. Like I can see that immediately. Cardano in the top 10 is a problem. I can see that in the top 50 or top 70, Blur is also a problem. Is extremely bearish. Quantum is quite bearish. But yeah, Bitcoin is not, for the reasons that it hadn't fallen through the floor. And volume has been decent recently. So yeah, that was kind of the and yeah, I add a bunch of features to this and I'll make it look nicer and I'll push out the iOS version. But yeah, it was just something I wanted to just whip up and free for the world.
So how can people get this if they want to check it out?
Jump on the App Store. Right now it's called Crypto Sentiment.
Crypto Sentiment on Google Play, rightly.
Yeah, Crypto Sentiment on the App Store and on the Play Store. By the time this episode airs, it will be on the App Store. So yeah, go get that.
With that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.